Hey guys, so just wrapped up a quick, easy 5K run this morning. As you guys see, I have here my dad. He ran the 5K run with me as he does every single morning. I tell you guys every single day on the MRSR UNCUT series that my dad always runs with me on these 5K runs. Sometimes we have a few other people who run. I was planning on running with Anthony this morning, but plans have changed, so I was able to actually get my dad on here, and I didn't have to do the work video by myself. So before we get into my stats and everything I have to say about my run, I want him to say his stuff first because he has to go get ready for work and different stuff he has to do. So I'm gonna hand it off to him real quick to talk about what happened on his run. You?
Yeah, so not much to say. Felt good, pretty uneventful this morning. Just a basic 5K for us, usual beach route. Nothing too exciting, really. Felt good.
When we say beach,
pacing.
we mean lake.
Or lake, sorry, lake.
We don't quite live on the beach.
No. But yeah, other than that, overall felt good. It was just an easy 5K recovery. Not much more to say other than that, really.
Yeah, all right.
How'd you feel?
I feel pretty good.
Good.
I'll tell you guys more about that as we get into the video, but thanks for coming on with us, and I will see you tomorrow if that's all you have to say.
All right, yeah, that's all I got for today. So, all right, see you tomorrow, guys. Bye.
All right, bye. Alright guys, that was my dad. Obviously, I love having my dad on the show. It's super eventful to have him on. It's super eventful to have guests on. Again, if you guys are thinking about getting a running partner, I say this almost every single day, I highly suggest it. Sorry if my words are going to take it off of my throat today. I am a little bit tired. As you guys can see, if I look a little bit different on my face, I had just woken up. So typically I look a little different in the morning, but so sorry about the noises in the background. I do apologize. Again, I do live on a main road, so I do apologize for all the noises in the background. But yeah, so I do love having my dad on. Once again, if you guys are thinking about getting a running partner, I would highly suggest it. I would suggest someone who can probably run your own paces, but whoever you feel that you can get along with, who you can feel you can bond with, who you feel you have a lot in common, you can talk about with each other, and people who you feel you can trust to restrain you, which my dad has to do a lot. He had to do it with me today, who can restrain you and tell you like when you have to go faster or slower. I highly do suggest getting a running partner. If you guys want to go check out the rest of my dad's stats, I will link his Strava info along with mine down in the description below, so do go check out those. But back away from my dad, thanks so much to my dad for being on the show. Great job this morning. I mean, we kind of ran the same run, but I like to say great job. But yeah, so that's probably going to do it up for my dad, and yeah, let's get straight to my run. So my run this morning, like my dad's, was pretty good. Again, as I told you guys, we don't quite live on the beach yet. We live on the lake. If we lived on the beach, that'd be amazing. But I do love doing these beach runs in the morning with my dad. But yeah, so that's probably all I have to say for him, and let's get straight to my run. So for my run, I felt pretty good today. I didn't really have any stomach problems. I didn't really have any problems with my stomach. I didn't really have to go to the bathroom really at all during the run. I didn't really have too much soreness up until the end, where I got a little bit of soreness in my hamstring, but again, I think that's just a little bit of the muscles just trying to loosen themselves up, because I have definitely worked them pretty hard this week. But I'm just trying to use these other days as recoveries. I'm just trying to do all the things I can to get myself back to normal and hopefully be able to recover from the Angry Chickens race. I am still recovering from that race a little bit, but I am getting much better. I think by tomorrow I should be perfectly fine. Yeah, but no stomach problems, no really leg problems until the end. And it wasn't even really a problem. It was kind of just like I could feel it a little bit. But again, we were already past 3 miles, so I had known that like I would be able to stop soon, I'd be able to recover, and I would be able to rest myself up for tomorrow. But yes, that's probably all I have to say for my stomach, and if I had any stomach problems, if I had any leg problems. I also didn't have any breathing problems. Really, with my breathing, there was no problems at all. I always do have a little bit of a hard time at the beginning breathing, and then sometimes the end. Really, I find whenever I think about my breathing, I always tend to breathe harder. But then when I don't think about it and I just let it run naturally, it doesn't breathe that hard. So if you guys are wondering a trick to fix your breathing, don't think about it too much. Don't stress over it. I tend to have a problem when I stress over my breathing. I breathe harder. when I think about my breathing, I breathe harder, and when I don't think about it and just let it flow naturally, I don't think, I don't really think too hard, and it kind of just flows naturally and doesn't really have a problem with me. So if you guys are thinking about ways to fix your breathing, there's a way. There's another tip from the MRSR UNCUT series. But yeah, so that's probably gonna wrap it up for those things. I did feel, for some reason, I felt like my face was like bobbing up and down today. I don't really understand why. Maybe it was just me. I have no idea. Some mornings it just feels that way. Some mornings it just feels a little bit weird. But yeah, so that's probably all I have to say for those different things. And now let's get straight into the stats for the run. Let me just pull them up for you guys. Again, it takes a second. So today at 7:30 a.m. we started the run. Exact distance was 3.13 miles. Time was 24:12.1. As you guys can see, the time is not exactly the fastest time, but for my recovery pace, that is a pretty solid time considering I was trying to like jog basically today. My pace was 7:43. Once again, considering I was jogging today, that's a pretty solid effort pace. Calories was 193. That's a little bit higher than I would have wanted, but I think that's just some days you just have those higher calories. I ate a little bit more for dinner last night. I had a big breakfast this morning, so maybe that's just my body trying to get all those calories out. Average heart rate was 160, so again, a little bit higher than I would have wanted, but again, some mornings it just happens that way. Max heart rate was 172. That's at like the beginning of the run, my guess is, and then sometimes at the end of the run, I'll get that high heart rate as well. My cadence was 192, so that's pretty average for me. Again, between 190 and like 193 to 195 is pretty average for me for cadence, so that was pretty good. That didn't really change too much. And then the descent and incline and decline was 364 feet incline, 410 feet decline. That's completely off because this course is almost absolutely completely flat. And I don't know why the decline is more than the incline because, or actually I do kind of know, but we definitely didn't drop 400 feet in like, a 5K. I've only done one race that has happened with that, and that's the Hollis Fast 5K. If you guys want to go check out the Hollis Fast 5K, I will link it down in the description below. Great race. I loved running that race. But now for the mile splits. Mile 1 was 738.7. Mile 2 was 730.50. Mile 3 was 752.02, and then mile 4, lap 4, which was the last 0.13, was 110.88. So as you guys see, those are my stats for today. Again, I didn't run the quickest times, I didn't have the quickest pace, but I didn't have the best heart rate I would have wanted, and the calories were a little bit high, but then you bring it down with the cadence. The cadence was pretty good. The second mile of the run was a 7:30, so that was pretty good. I am pretty happy with that. The second mile of the run is sometimes typically one of the faster ones just because the second mile is basically completely flat. The first mile has a really steep downhill, and then the third mile has some uphills and then some turns, so that's what makes those ones a little bit slower. But yeah, so the second mile, I could see why that's the fastest. That's definitely the flattest, and it's the one with the least turns. So I can see how a 7:30 is pretty good for me, considering it is the second mile of a 5K. After I've run quite a few miles this week. As you guys know, I've run 5 most of the days this week. Normally all easy miles, but still ran the 5 miles. But yeah, so that's probably gonna wrap it up for the stats. Had a pretty good stat run today. And then once again, no really stomach problems. The leg problems, not really any problems, but I could feel it in my legs a little bit in like the last, like, I don't know, probably quarter mile to half mile, but it was perfectly fine. Again, breathing, if you got a tip for your breathing, don't think about it too much. I tend to think about it, and then it becomes harder to breathe, and when you don't think about it, it's not as hard to breathe, so don't think about it too much. Don't overthink it. Just let your body do what it has to do best, and let it just breathe. And then, yeah, and then my head was I felt like my head and my vision was kind of getting blurry, but I don't really know. That could have just been today. I mean, I think, I definitely think that I got to bed a little bit late last night, so that might have been it. And then some mornings it's just that way. So yeah, that's probably gonna wrap it up for all that. And that's probably gonna wrap it up for the run today. Once again, shout out to my dad. Thank you for coming on to this video with me. If you guys want to go check out me and my dad's stats on Strava, I will be linking those runs down in the description below. If you guys want to go check out the Hollis Fast 5K, I will also be linking that down in the description below. Anything else I told you guys I would link down in the description below. I will do that. I will also be linking all the episodes and the most recent episode of the MRSR Uncut series. So I would link episode 10 specifically, and then if you guys want to go check out my playlist on YouTube for all those episodes, linked down in the description below. And then if you guys also want to shoot me a comment, I do have an email address. I am not able to take comments on YouTube. More on that later. But if you guys want to send me a comment, I have my email address. It is mrsrchannelcomments11@gmail.com. So if you guys want to send me a comment there, feel free to. I would love for you to get your comments. If you guys don't know how to send me any comments, there is a tutorial video there on how to send me a comment, different ways that I would like you to send me a comment, different ways how I want the comment to be, or question to be set up. But yeah, so you guys can go watch that tutorial video, send me a comment, and then if you guys want, you can go follow me on Instagram, whereas I post a lot of stuff on Instagram about different videos that are going up, different meat pictures that are going up. Actually, the Angry Chickens Race Series Week 3, I put some pictures up on Instagram for you guys, so if you guys want to go check it out, I will have a link for Instagram down in the description below. I do have a lot of posts on races, life, videos, and just updates on everything that's happening in my running life, in my video life, and just life in general. So guys, go check that out as well. And yeah, that's probably gonna wrap it up for today's run video of the MRSR Uncut series. I think this is the 13th episode actually, which is pretty crazy. So that's probably gonna wrap it up for this 13th episode of the MRSR Uncut series, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Have fun, always run, never give up your dreams. Know that hard work always pays off eventually, even if it doesn't pay off right away. And trust me, I know what that feels like. And peace out, guys. See you tomorrow.